Hey everybody, welcome into this episode of Ask Captain Lance, and today I got a really cool question. It was, do you keep fishing records? And I thought, oh, this is gonna be a fun one to answer. The answer is absolutely yes, and I've been doing it since I was a little kid. I learned up at our cabin on the Asaba River, 8, 9, 10 years old. Grandpa taught me how to keep good fishing records. We had a little fishing journal that we kept up there at the cabin, and it was just up there. We reported everything we did every day, good or bad. And I just got into that habit, and I still do it to this day. So I do a couple things. First, I carry a small notebook in my boat all the time. If something happens that's weird, if something happens that I really want to remember, maybe one of the other charter captains, another guy I'm talking to is catching some fish, doing some different things in a different spot, I write it down instantly. Something happens in our boat, I'm like, man, that's never happened before. I write it down instantly. Just jot myself down a note. I save a waypoint every time I catch a fish. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I use different waypoint symbols and waypoint numbers every year to kind of tell me where the fish are going. So I have that visual record that I go back and look at a couple times a year to review. And then when I do get home, I've got a pretty good memory. When I do get home, to this day, I still fill out one of these Teaching Fishing catch report sheets. You can find these on our website, teachingfishing.com. Click on the resources and planning, and then go down to the fish report sheet. You can download these. I do one of these for every single trip. All the information about the weather, the wind, the waves up here, and then each fish. The waypoint number that's in my boat, latitude and longitude, depth of the water, the time I caught the fish, size of the fish, what lure I caught the fish on, how far back it was, what speed I was going. I usually record both the speed at the fish hawk, at the lure, and the speed over ground, so I have both of those. And then I break my lure color down to the base color of the lure, the bottom color of the lure, and any accents. Because if you put purple hoochie whopper and it's a custom from somebody, nobody else knows what that color is, and you may forget what that color is. So I just do a base color, bottom color, accent color. That kind of helps me get this. Now, I take all of these sheets, and then about every 15, 20 trips, I sit down and I kind of look at these. And again, I go back to my notebook and look in my notes for any anomalies, or anything that's different, anything that's verifies what I've known over the years, right? I'm catching some fish in the same place, doing the same thing. That's a good thing. I'll make a note of that. Anything different obviously goes in my little notebook here, and I'm good to go. Then what I do at the end of the year is I kind of put together a end of the year Saginaw Bay recap or Detroit River recap. And that has all the spots that I fished. It has all the spots that were new. Maybe a charter captain was catching some fish on a different colored jig or a different colored plastic. I make notes of that. I try to keep track of what was happening with the water temperature, moon phase, length of day, all that stuff I kind of keep track of in a synopsis. And then I can go back and look at every single year and kind of see how every year is. That's why I know, and I'm very confident to tell you, like on the Detroit River, once I'm there 2, maybe 3 days, and I figure out where the fish are, and I get them that first day really good, and the next day I get them, and I kind of see where they are, I know where those fish are in that 40-day window that I fish every year. I know where they are, and I know what their next move is going to be. And I think any good angler does it. So you're not guessing, right? And if you do have to guess or things get tough, you can make a good educated guess. So then what I do with all those sheets is I have a little file folder like this for every single place that I fish. And that's why I can tell you, I've got stacks of this data. That's why I can tell you, this is here in Ohio, that's why I can tell you here in Ohio in the fall, that you got a better chance of catching a fish if the belly of the lure is purple, red, orange, or pink, has dots or stripes on it, and it's probably, more often than not a metallic color. Here's why I can tell you that. There's probably 10,000 fish in here for myself and everybody that have come to our here in Ohio fishing trips. They write this down for every single fish. I keep these charts. I'm able to analyze that data, and I've got good answers. So come up with some kind of way. I don't care what you do, but you have to have a way to record, look at, analyze, and extrapolate data when you're fishing. That's why good anglers are consistently good anglers. That's why good anglers can anticipate where the next bite's going to be. That's why good anglers, after they go to their first, second, third spot and they don't catch anything, they know what their fourth spot's going to be. You have to keep information. Keep information, keep records on good days, keep records on bad days, because now you know when the weather is all this, and you went here and fished with this and didn't catch anything, don't do that again the next time the weather is this. Talk to other anglers. If some other anglers tell you, hey, I was up here at this spot, I was 20 miles away, but I caught them on this, write a sheet out, put their name on it, go, this is what Doug Ward did up at Agre today. 4-ounce bottom bouncers. Now I've got that data from that same day. I've got some really good data from another good angler that I can put into my data collection. I can put into my encyclopedia of data, if you will. And if I'm ever up in Agre, I've got some data to go back and look at. So I'm a huge believer in record keeper. I'm a huge believer in your GPS telling you a fishing story by using different colors, different symbols, different of waypoints, using the name of your waypoint to tell you some information, maybe the time of year, maybe how fast you're going, whatever that case may be. You can use that data on your waypoint. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later at Teaching Fishing. We got some things coming up covering GPS use, advanced GPS use. But man, I want all the information I can get. And my rule of thumb is pretty simple. If we're at a boat dock and you outfish me, I'm going to lay down in front of your truck. You're not leaving until we talk about what you did, where you did it, and how you did it. Because you were on the water, same conditions I was. You did better than I did. I want to know what you did. Not so much to know what you did, but what I do wrong. What did I miss? Was I in the wrong depth? Was I running my lures too fast, too high, too low, too slow, different color, whatever the case may be? Information is key when you're an angler. And I know this is what makes good tournament anglers consistently good. I know it's what makes good charter captains consistently good. And I know even when I was recreational, it's what makes recreational anglers consistently good. Being a good fisherman consistently is not luck. It's getting data, paying attention to it, analyzing it, and making good decisions based on that data next time you're on the water. So start keeping good fishing records.